Morning, everyone. Try different little camera angles today. Maybe it'd be good, maybe not so much. But here in Sabang, Palawan, Port-au-Prince this morning. It's Saturday morning, the 29th, I believe, of March. Trying to get up. Just thought I'd make a little video about some businesses and the thoughts I've had in the business or ideas for people. First of all, I would not recommend it here if you're a foreigner, because it's very tricky to do stuff and be successful and have good income. But if you're going to do something, the mistake I see here in the Philippines, as you look here, now this barangay's not too bad because it's very small, but what tends to happen is there'll be it's like sorry store. Well, every house has sorry store, so there may be 100 sorry stores here. And pardon my voice, it's still a little scratchy, but when everybody starts store, your prices and income goes down because you don't have variety. So, just like if I was coming to town, I was going to buy 1,000 pesos in rice today, or 3,000 pesos, and there's 10 rice stores. Well, I'm only going to buy at one store. So there's too many dogs are barking around, but there's too many. So the value of your rice becomes more cheap, which is not good for you, but good for me. I'm the buyer. So as a seller, you want to have a few rice stores where you can make more money. There's all kinds of various factors, where you're located. Like here in Sabang, it's a tourist town, so you have quite a few tourists. There's usually at least 100 or 2 a day that come through here. So they get tourist income, which is good. So that's good for you. So if you're going to do something like in the West from America, my suggestion is if somebody opens, rice shop, then you do something different. Just like, for instance, somebody opens a workout store where you go to work out in the morning, you lift weights and stuff. Well, after you lift weights, what do you need? Well, you're hungry. So you want to, trying to get used to holding the camera this way. So you're thinking after you work out that you want to have something to eat. So a good thing might be a place to eat or have coffee next door. So open a coffee or workout center. Don't open another workout center. Because again, if you have too many workout centers, I do think the problem here, I'm jumping all over the place here, but beautiful morning. It's like Sabang here. It's, very touristy. So there's probably at one time there's, I haven't counted them all, but maybe 3 dozen little tourist spots, resorts and now probably if you go down, you count 5 resorts. Well, 1 or 2 of them's not in business anymore. They're closed because there's too many resorts for the use of how many tourists and people are using it. So that's a mistake they've done here. So everybody thinks, well, we'll make money. We're going to open a resort because we near the beach or near the mountain. Let's do resort where there's too many and you don't have enough people to support that. So I think that's a big problem here in the Philippines with various businesses. So here it's relatively still small. The only thing I've seen that they really do excessive amount of is resorts. And we noticed that back over towards Port-au-Prince at the bamboo, I think bamboo nest or something, I want to say. And over there, we went down the beach walking for about 15 minutes, and we passed 3 or 4 resort. Well, there were about 12 resorts. Well, 6 or 7 of them were closed. Only 2 or 3 were open because, once again, there's too many that people think, oh, I'm going to get resort. Well, there's not enough tourists to come to your resort. They're going to go to certain ones that are nice or, more cheap than yours. So that's something to think about, because people tend to copy it. Oh man, somebody opens chicken shop and sells chicken. They're making good money. Well, all the neighbors open and start selling chicken. Well, chicken price goes down. People open store, go out of business because they can't make money because too many chicken shop. So I think that's the number one problem here. Besides, low income, you're not making much. In America, you open a restaurant and you might make 25-50% profit or something. Here, I would say that you're probably making, 2 peso or 10-15 peso, profit a lot of times on stuff. So it varies just like in the West. So there's a wide variety. People can argue and say, well, I make less than that, or I make a lot more than that. Well, yeah, it's a variety of things, just like in America. Some people in America make $8 an hour. Some people make $300 an hour. It depends who and what you do and where you're at. So, and there's people that make beyond that. Some people can't get job in America, and some people make thousands of dollars an hour. So it's a wide variety, and I'm sure it's the same here. So we're going to turn up this road here. We're doing our early morning walk. It's supposed to have some chance of thunderstorms today. So that's my thoughts on business. So be careful. I would recommend not opening a store or of any kind here in the Philippines for most expats. I think you overestimate the simplicity of it, or you think you got a Western mentality, or I did recommend, always getting an attorney, but I found that that's kind of slippery slope here as well. So attorneys aren't always working for you, even though you hire them. They can take advantage of the situation as well. So there's nothing in the Philippines the same as America, hardly. And in ownership of the business, and it's just very tricky. It's a very slippery slope here. So same with buying a house or doing much of anything, or even meeting somebody. Is this person sincere? Are their actions and words meeting up together? And are you going to wait to, do you believe what they say in a week and go get married and go do something? Or do you wait 3 to 5 years to see, the proof through good times and bad times? So it's that kind of mentality. This is one of the local schools here. So keep that in mind when you're doing stuff in the Philippines or other countries. It really applies wherever you're at. It's similar in other, even in the U.S., same type of things. Don't just run out and do stuff. Get some information, research, and take your time. That's like in America. If you're doing a business, you think, well, first of all, I think, what do I want to do? And then in the area where I'm at or located, is that a good business there? Is that a needed business? I always look and go, I think, I look around and go, what don't they have, and what do people seem to need? So what's needed, what do people don't have here that they want? So, and then that would be a good possible business to do. So are there shortage of gas stations? Is there shortage of water service? Is there shortage of a food store? Internet is probably a big thing here in the Philippines. People don't have and can't get good internet. So if you can provide that, you do very well here. It's a growing country, and internet is very poor in many places. So if you can provide a service for internet, or you can start small on something, that would be a much probably bigger investment. But there's all kinds of stuff in the city. I've noticed kind of a lack of storage, so maybe a storage facility. But you have to decide and take a chance and do something. But do your research, and I would recommend starting small and don't really go into debt with things, because the debt usually does you in my humble opinion. A lot of people are talking online about using other people's money and no money needed and do this and that. I don't know. I'm not saying you can't do that and be successful, but I do know if you pay things and don't go in debt, you definitely can be successful, because that's the road that I followed mostly. So very little debt, and just keep working and building year after year after year. In life, there's really not a lot of shortcuts. People think, oh, I get rich quick. Well, some people do. Most don't. Most get poor very quickly before they get rich. So to me, it's a long-term plan to be successful, not necessarily just rich. Take your time, and it takes most people 10, 15, 30, 40 years to become comfortable and have money and stuff. So just show you around. There's some dogs barking. It's very early on Saturday morning, probably about 6:30 or something maybe. So that's my thoughts on business. I just, as we walk through town, I wanted to show you a little bit about the businesses there. But so once again, there's low profit margins here in the Philippines. That's a problem. And the other problem is everybody wants to duplicate their business, which if there's too many businesses of one kind, what happens? The cost, your profit goes down, because there's not enough people to support it. But it's good for the consumer, because then I have 50 resorts I can visit. So I'll choose the one that's the lowest price and nice and go there. So good for me, bad for you. So don't make too many businesses of the same kind. All right, that's my time. Hopefully that helps or stimulates somebody. If you have some other suggestions or difference of opinion, that's fine. Leave them in the comments. I'm going to continue my hike through the mountains here. Hopefully the cameras, come out. I've not paid attention. I'm holding it, it's a different position, so see what that happens. That's a little box there where each one represents a different house. So they keep track of the cost of the electricity for each person there. So there's 5 boxes, and the mountains in the backdrop there. And we're hiking up here on the last of the cement road, which turns into dirt. And we're going to turn off into a little bit of the jungle here for about a half hour, 45 minutes. I found a new trail. One of the native people had showed me around here a little bit. So she hiked me through and led me through there and to the road. So we're going to try to do that on our own today. So thankfully Michelle's with me. That's another thing. I think it's she's important and are very helpful in the Philippines, especially, or probably any country if you can't speak the language very good like me, is to have somebody that you trust and have with you and stuff, because it's so helpful to have somebody cut through the clutter of misunderstanding. Because even though people do speak English here, just like I can speak some Ilonggo words, but I don't know what the heck I'm saying most of the time. So, and I pronounce it wrong or this or that. So I think that's very beneficial and helpful to have somebody that you trust and is with you to guide you and be able to translate things back and forth. Even with that said, there's still difficulties. Morning. It's a little slick here because they've had some rain. Well, that's my time. Hopefully that helps somebody or not, or does something entertaining. All right, thanks for watching, everybody. We're heading up into the jungle. Thanks for watching.